Oh, Sunburn. Hooked on phonics didn't work for me. I see Mike Sunburn. Where's Mike Swanson? There he is. Well, these guys have been friends with Andy since middle school. Andy says that Mike Sunburn is a great friend and they share many great memories growing up, including family camping trips, Boy Scouts, and Mike backing Andy's dad's truck into a tree when he was teaching Mike how to park. Now, Andy describes Swanee as fearless with a weird fetish. You see, he owns every single pair of Nike Air Jordans that ever came out. Oh yeah, and they both have the same taste in women. It's Mike Swanson and Mike Sunburn. I went there, didn't I? Sorry. Bridesmaids and groomsmen. First up, we have Peggy Swanson and Andy Wolf.
Alex, behind you. Alex, get behind you.
Now, Peggy, or Margaret as she is affectionately known, her and Jen became friends in college while cheerleading. Jen says Peggy is one of the most fun people she's ever been around. She's always up for a road trip with the ladies and can go on absolutely no sleep. She's a recent graduate of the Paul Mitchell Cosmetology School, and her and her husband Swanee, who I just introduced, well, currently they reside in her mom's basement. Where all the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, it's all provided for them. Yeah, I'm trying to get you out of this county. Work with me. Well, they've been telling her recently that they've been looking for a house. I've been hearing that story myself for the better part of a year and a half. They're fast approaching their first anniversary this May on the 28th, and I personally think they're just milking it, but if you've seen her mom's house, you'd be milking it too. Now we have little Andy Wolf, so called because he grew up next to Andy Wallner, and Andy says that little Andy was named after him, so they have a bond, so to speak. But sources have yet to confirm that if that's true or not. Now, little Andy claims he is currently dating. Or did you say kind of dating? Well, I don't really know what that means, but really, I'm thinking if you're saying kind of dating, that means you want to date, but nobody will go out on a date with you. That's the way I took it. So, ladies, Andy says that he does have a job. He has 2 dogs, which show his responsible side, if you will, and he's proud to say that he can drink like a fish. It's Peggy Swanson and little Andy Wolf, ladies and gentlemen. Now next up we have Sally Johnson and Jason Anila. Now Sally is Jen's personal trainer and they became fast friends. I find it quite odd that by day they train together, by night they tell me they escape to Super One and buy only junk food. Now Sally's favorite food is gummy bears. She loves country music, cowboy boots, outdoor activities, and I'm told she's a great cook. And Mustang Sally, as she calls herself, well, fellas, she is single. So if she asks you to dance tonight, that's right, if she asks you to dance tonight, don't say no. She's a personal trainer. She's gonna kick your ass. Next we have Jason. He and Andy met while playing football. His friends call him the Big A, which you think would stand for his last name, Anila, but I'm told it stands for something completely different that starts with an A, as he is moody as hell. Never fear though, Jason is a great guy to have around at a party. At his bachelor party, he and the fellows were taking shots of moonshine until Jason disappeared. He went to pass out. 5 minutes later, he climbed out of his tent in his Spider-Man underwear, screaming, "Puke and rally!" Nice job, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mustang Sally Johnson and Jason Allen. Lindsay Swain and Mike Gleason are next. Now, Lindsay and Jen are cousins and have many great memories growing up together. She currently resides in Lansdale, PA, where she's a physician's assistant. Jen tells me her cousin is always willing to help, always willing to listen, and always there to lend advice whether you want it or not. Then there's Mike Gleason, lifelong friend and good buddy. Andy says Mike is unpredictable at best. For example, on Andy's 22nd birthday, Mike was in charge of taking care of Andy. Now, after a night of drinking, Andy awoke the next afternoon thinking he had peed the bed. Luckily, he found out it was just a bottle of water that he had spilled. However, as he turned over, there was Mike cuddling next to him. The very next day, pictures started to surface on Facebook and the like, and pictures of Andy being handcuffed, then with a SpongeBob hat on, even with a toy gun shoved in his mouth, all while he was passed out. Yeah, great friend. Mike took care of him, all right. It's Lindsay Swank and Mike Gleason, folks. Next up, we have Amy Manson and Steve Wallner. Amy is one of Jen's best friends from as far back as elementary school. Jen says she's the most caring person, but is also the most gullible, which is really hard coming from Jen because we all thought she had that title wrapped up. Yeah, I got to hear it. And please, whatever you do, don't get into the car with this girl. She once hit a car in an empty parking lot on her way to meet Jen. I'm not kidding you. And one time, her and Jen were cruising the strip in Ironwood. There was an ambulance behind them. Most of us would just pull over to the side, right? Well, instead of pulling over to the side of the road, she crossed the center line, crossed on the oncoming traffic, and pulled over to the opposite side of the road. Oh yeah, she's single as well. And she needs a ride. Next up, we have Steven. Steven is Andy's younger brother. He wanted to tell all the ladies that he's also single and ready to mingle, if you know what I mean. Now, he's got a great career as a pharmacist. Now, you gold-digging ladies, I know what you're thinking right now. You're going to Google this right now, but I've already done the work for you. An average pharmacist in the United States makes about $100,000 to $110,000 a year. All right? But here's the catch. He still lives with his mom at home. I'm looking at it, that's just more money for you to spend shopping. He doesn't cook, he doesn't clean. Andy said he's the tightest SOB you'll ever meet in his life. But, nevertheless, he is available. Now, we're not done with this yet, Steven. I just received word a few moments ago that secretly you and Mustang Sally have been texting each other for the last couple of months, and nobody knew about it up until this point. So the competition is on. It's Amy Manson and Steve Wallner, folks. And finally, we have matron of honor Heather Mathers and best man Tony Bertuzzi. Where are they at? There they are. Heather and Jen, they met in college, became roommates and great friends. She resides in Milwaukee with her husband and 2 boys, where she is an English professor. She's a self-proclaimed fashion diva, as she picked out Jen's outfit on her first date with Andy. She even talked Jen into wearing a Hooters girl outfit with her on Halloween a couple years back. Now Jen, not the first date, no, not the first date. This was for Halloween. And apparently it was so skimpy, Jen tells me that it could fit into a sandwich bag. Not the vision you get from an English professor. Really? Then we have Tony. Tony and Andy have been great friends since 5th grade. Tony makes his living as the Ishpeming School business manager. Whatever the hell that is. But word on the street is he secretly runs the city of Ishpeming through his mafia connections. That's just what it says. I'm just reading it verbatim. Andy has tried to set his good friend up with a few ladies along the way, even going so far as to tell him to show up to dinner at a restaurant, and then Andy not showing up. We can see how well that worked out. Perhaps tonight is the night for you, Tony, after that wonderful speech. You did do a great job on that speech, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, stage behind Heather Mathers and Tony Bertuzzi. Now, Jen and Andy, I got some time to, over the last couple months, to hang out with them and really get to know them a little bit, and what a great couple. I can't get Jen to ever say anything, Andy, I can't get to shut up. But I had an opportunity to speak with both of them by themselves. And I asked them some questions about each other. And they're hearing those answers for the very first time today. Jen says that Andy is one of the most outgoing people that she knows. He can get along with just about anyone. He's quick-witted, cares tremendously for other people. In fact, sometimes he puts others before himself. She loves that he can make her smile every day, his creativity, his fashion sense, and the fact that he can change the worst situation into something enjoyable. She cannot imagine her life without him, but she does wish that he could just sit and relax once in a while and not be constantly going. Now, Andy describes Jen as very shy at first, but once you get to know her, she'll open right up. You may not even get an opportunity to shut her up. She's extremely intelligent. He says that she is his best friend. However, Andy tells me that she hates to clean. She isn't the best cook in the world. Like the time she made a pizza and left the cardboard on it. That didn't turn out so well. So for the time being, those chores are left to Andy. Together, they enjoy a host of outdoor activities: downhill skiing, mountain biking, riding their motorcycles. I understand Andy had to sell his, and just hanging out at the beach. God willing, someday they hope to start a family of their own. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen and Andy and their first dance as husband and wife.
Trying to live in love with a heart that can't be broken. It's like trying to see the light with eyes that can't be opened. Yeah, we both carry baggage. We picked up